In the last lesson, we were in the process of creating a formal plot of this drawing. We started by selecting Layout 1, and then we assigned a printer and sheet size. In this lesson, we'll add a title block of this layout. Let me mention first that your layout environment is just like model space. So, one way to create a layout would be to physically draw it right here on the paper. I could come up and launch the rectangle command, and I could create some geometry, add some text, and produce this title block from scratch. Rather than working that hard, I'm going to select this rectangle and I'll delete it because I've already created the title block geometry in a separate file. So I'm going to move up and click Open, and in the exercise files folder within the printing DWGs directory, I'll select this drawing number 5, title block, and I'll click Open. I will then select the View tab, and then in the User Interface panel, I'll choose Tile Vertically. I'll then click inside each window and zoom and center the geometry on screen. To move my title block geometry into the other file, I'm going to create a window selection. And then I will click and hold on a highlighted line, and I'll drag the line work into the other file, and I'll center it as best I can. When I'm finished, I'll close the title block drawing. I won't save changes, and then I'll maximize the other drawing on screen. As I look at this, the placement of the title block looks pretty good on the sheet. The only way to know for sure if it's really in the center would be to print it, measure the paper, and then come back and move this title block if necessary. If I zoom in on the geometry, you can see that it's being displayed using the color of the layer. Let's change that. To make that adjustment, I'm going to open the Page Setup Manager. One way to get there is by going to the Layout tab and then selecting Page Setup. An even quicker way is to come down and right-click on the Layout tab and select Page Setup Manager from here. It'll take you to the same place. I will then choose Modify, and then in the upper right corner where we selected our pen table, I'm going to select Display Plot Styles. I'll then click OK and close. And now AutoCAD is displaying the line work using the color assigned in the pen table. We can take this concept one step further. If I come down to the status bar, I can turn on the line weight toggle, and now we can see the pen weights assigned in the Layer Properties Manager. At this point, when I work in my layout, it is as though I'm working in a plot preview. Alright, now that we've added the title block to the sheet, we're ready to move to the next lesson, where we'll finalize this layout by creating a viewport such that we can plot the floor plan to a measurable scale.